welcome to the True Mark. We were just talking about, Christina was saying something about the third eye. Like, what's the third eye? Well, that's the spirit within us. Like, if you have abilities of the spirit, it's that second, third way or whatever. The third, the main eye. Like, if you put it first, it becomes first. And then, like, everybody says the mind, body, and spirit. And I believe the spirit, mind, and then body. You put the spirit first, and that's your third eye. That your eye that visualize different things. If you have the abilities to adjust to it,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So that's your third eye, or
that's true though.
but I mean it's and uh, and we were talking about the people that could talk to people that die or whatever.
Like
What is
psychics,
Yeah, the psychic power people. Well, I
medium.
was listening to one and before, and she's saying that there's no heaven. It's just a new, or when you die, you're just going into space or wherever you're going. Well, I don't believe that personally. I believe that how you live on Earth, and if you're a scared person, you go into a scared place, like a dark place. If you're living a good, positive life, there's a good chance you're going to be going to a positive space there. That's what I believe. Like, and personally, and I truly won't let go of God. People are saying there's no God,
Yeah,
and
you can't let other people's opinion affect you though.
that's why our world is in such a bad place because so many people have in their outputs of different things. But if somebody's got something to believe in, you should leave them alone because they're maintaining their life to become a better
Mm-hmm.
person, and to become that better person, is it wrong?
No, but some people think that like their way of living is the only way that will work. So people collide because
Yeah, I
it's like I
guess
have
like
these beliefs, but I have these beliefs, but we think
that's
ours.
that's why it says in the Bible in places where it says test where you're at, test the church you're going to, ask questions, watch and learn. If you have the spirit within you, your spirit's going to lead you, and it's not going to lead you into a dark place. It's going to lead you to openness. Like your eyes will become open, your ears become open. Where you could hear your taste buds, everything becomes
Mm-hmm.
alive within you if you're living in the spirit. Sometimes if you drift because we're living in a worldly place, like in flesh, and that interrupts our spirit
Yeah, your spirit
because you
gets kind of
fall
like
into,
knocked down because of.
well, it depends how old you are. Like I'm 63 years old. I lived a long life already, and I picked up a lot of bad habits in my journey. So, and the new spirit within me now is overriding many things. But but some of the old habits still get in the way of my spirit. And if it didn't, I guess I wouldn't be trying to become a better person.
Yeah,
So you need some obstacles to get through to become that better person.
exactly. Yeah.
But as long as you can recognize it. But when that lady said, like, there's no heaven, there's no whatever, and there's going to be trials and errors. Well, Earth is a trial and error place. I believe, like, you're tested all the time, but it depends on your lifestyle. Because obviously, God gives us free will, but if you don't have a spirit-fed base, your free will is going to be really lame.
It's kind of like a test, like a you know how tests are in school, like you have all these questions, but they all come up to your final result. Like in
Yeah.
the end. So that's kind of what life is. You go through all these little obstacles, tests, and in the end is your
Yeah, and then when you
answer.
but through your journey, there's so many. That's why there's so many different religion out there because there was somebody else's dream or somebody else's way of life, and they grab that change, and they're not going to change within their change because of that. And it's like even with me or us, like where we fell into the keys to heaven. Like I mean, it's a way I live now, and it comes from the Bible, and I'm not taking it from anywhere else. But I mean, it is feeding my spirit, and would I let it go? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And do I believe in God? 100%. I believe in Jesus Christ that died on that cross so my sins could be forgiven and I could live and start a new life. 100%. So, do I believe in heaven? 100%. Because I mean, if you're on earth, you're living a better way of life. You're in heaven already, like in a base format of it. Like I mean, it's like a learning curve, and you're trying to become better at whatever you're doing, and your integrity levels are so much better. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because of our belief system and our spirits being fed. And if we're being led by the spirit, is it wrong?
No.
So the whole idea is, people out there are lost. A lot of them are. I was lost for years. I knew of God. I knew about the power, but I mean,
You've never encountered
no, like I mean, I was too busy with the earthly things, partying, doing whatever I was doing, being bad, not even knowing that I was really being bad, because that was my lifestyle. That's what I knew, and I was led into different things. So, but you gotta capture yourself, and the only way you're gonna do that if you have a source. Like I mean, if you could fall upon God, like I mean, I believe God is, strong, and He leads us into our ways of life because He wants us to become better people. He wants us to go through it, and if you can see a miracle in somebody, that like how did that person became what he became, and that's because of God's energy
yeah.
changes a person.
And you
So
can see that lots of time by like people's testimonies. Like one day they're like living their life however they want, and then the next day, like not like over time, you can see that they're getting more
well
healthier, happier.
because they accepted they accepted God into their life. That energy, the spirit's what's changing them and what's cleaning them and being healthier, and 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 their better habits. Like I mean, they're gonna eat better. They're sleeping better. Their anxieties are more tame. They're
Mm-hmm.
not so wild, and it's because of God and Christ and their change of atmosphere or their belief system. Like I said before, they're reading the Bible. But they take God really serious, and they praise Him and all that, and that's all good. But I mean, do you have to go through that strong praise? I don't think so. As long as you have that great change
I think
within
it's
you.
perfectly fine if you do, but don't do it just like to show that you have to actually mean it. Like to do that stuff, you have to actually mean what you're doing.
Yeah, like I mean, it's good. It gives you that your spirit more juice. It gives it like
Mm-hmm.
like a charging system when they do it.
But it doesn't like it does give you a little bit of charging system. But if you go back to doing worldly things, not caring about what you just said, then there's no point of like there is a
Well,
point, but there's really like you're not putting in like the real effort to
Well,
do it.
because because they don't have that system in place. They don't have a belief system. They go in and out,
Uh-huh.
and that's how life is. It's created. You know, like even the Pope, he's in the hospital. I don't know if he still is, but I mean, a guy was telling me that you know he's in the hospital. Like if he has a strong belief system, he should be healed within himself. Like any religious person should be able to heal themselves within them if they're living within the spirit. The spirit heals you.
I
Like
don't know. I
God,
think some things are exceptional. Like God lets things happen for a reason. He
yeah, but I
gives you
mean, if you
time.
have the power within them, severe, you will build. I truly believe that you'll be healed, and you could heal within yourself. And that's not you healing it, it's God and Christ and the energy of the spirit within you. It's bending, it's like,
But the spirit's like inner. It's not fleshly, you know. Like
no, but it's an energy, and a good energy. It's like taking a happy, like these, a happy drink or something, and you really got low sugar levels, and then you took a zap or something, holy smokes, and you wake right up, and your heart's beating good, and you're styling. Well, that's the same thing within the spirit. Like, I mean, if you're lame, and it's like we talked before, like a spirit, before it hits the ground, it's already up. Like, it doesn't hit the ground. And when you don't have the spirit within you, you're down, and it's hard to get back up. There's so many ministers out there that dropped and fell behind, and they can't get back up because they so took the Bible so strongly, and it becomes a chore. It's like a bodybuilder going to a gym. It's a job. A bodybuilding is a job. And it's a severe thing, and it all depends how serious you are. And if you're really maintaining it and strongly, you'll keep it building long. You'll build your muscle up and stuff. Well, that's the same thing with the spirit. But I mean, if you're in something, and if you only got bits and pieces of God, and your spirit's weak, you're lost. And
Yeah.
when you fall out of that book, you're almost impossible to get back to it. And that's why there's so many people that are dropped out.
I don't think it's impossible.
It's not impossible, but I mean, it's a hard thing to get back up. It really is. And I guess I shouldn't speak of it like in that way, but I mean, you want something that's simple and got meaning to your life, that when your life changes within your life, you're on the right road of recovery, right?
Yeah.
And you need help with it, and like I believe, like, God and Christ is the way to go. Like, I mean, what else
Yeah.
would it be? Like, I mean, you could say, well, that's okay, I'm gonna die and I'm going to this fancy world again. But if you're not there now on earth, you really gotta really think, are you really going to that fancy place after you die?
Yeah.
You gotta really, really look at it, because I'm telling you, I believe you're not.
Yeah.
You
I don't
know,
know.
I'm not gonna say anything that, it's like anything. Like, if you got an addictive personality and you're addicted to something, if you have that thing within your reach, you're not gonna crave it. But if you don't have it, that's when you're gonna crave it. If somebody took these books away from me and I could never get it, my spirit's gonna be just roaming, like lost. Like, I have this within my reach, so it's mending me daily. And the keys to heaven, the way I use them, it's feeding my spirit 100%. So, like, life is what we make of it.
Yeah.
And free will is really out there. But I mean, if you're in a good spirit, you're gonna make better choices, and your free will is gonna be worth having that free will.
That's very true.
You
Yeah.
know, so I don't know. Like, I don't know if we lost subject here because we kind of
No,
went
it's
over a
all
little place.
connected.
But I mean, I wish upon everybody, they get their journeys, and they get to find their way, and become that better person that they can be. But whatever choice you make, if it's not leading you into a good place and to better choices, you're not on the right road. So, till next time.